Here's Brody Brazil.
It's crazy for me to say this out loud. Like it sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but maybe something sooner than later down the road that would also help put a new look on the franchise would be new jerseys. You know, I was just doing a little remembering here of the Sharks jersey history, and this is a great website, NHLuniforms.com. I don't know that I'd ever seen this until today when I was searching for it, but does a good job at helping us remember where this team started. For example, back in 1991, here are the original sweaters, a lot of gray in there, the lighter shade of teal. Jeff Odgers, who could forget that classic, but in terms of the color teal, yeah, the Sharks introduced it to the NHL's color palette. First team to wear teal, and among the first in all of professional sports. I realize there were others of the early 90s, like the Charlotte Hornets and the Florida Marlins came around, but the Sharks among the first to wear teal as their primary color in pro sports. And that was a big deal, and it became popular. That logo, that look, still iconic to this day, more than 30 years later. So those were the original sweaters. They wore those in the Cow Palace. They moved into San Jose Arena with those, and nothing really changes here until 97, 98. Those are the same jerseys, except they've added this new alternate, which would actually become their second generation jerseys the next season. You see how Jeff Friesen looked here. There was also this little other note, which I didn't necessarily remember. On the new jerseys, originally the names, they were straight and trimmed in black. They proved to be very hard to see, and they were quickly changed to a single color arched format. So yeah, imagine Friesen, with the black trim and also straight across the back. Might have been harder for announcers to pick up, but obviously they made the changes quick, and they introduced those as the main jerseys the following season. From 98 to 2001, only two jerseys. It was this new modern look. And, how do you improve on a classic? I kind of like the fact that they didn't try and upgrade the originals. They just went to a different version. And I have to say, these are still among my favorites. I remember the fabric was a little bit different. It was kind of more of a meshy feel, kind of a lighter weight material, possibly, if I remember correctly. But, the look here is sleek. It's aerodynamic. It was good for the new century. Again, I like that they didn't try and copy what they used to have. They just, repainted the picture. And I still like these. This is kind of a forgotten era of Sharks jerseys, to be honest. People think about the current ones, the ones before those, and the originals, and they don't really remember these. But in my mind, these are still up there. Those were quality jerseys from 98 to 2001. All right, so in 2001, big deal here. They still have the same look, but for the first time, the Sharks have a black sweater. Now, back then, a lot of teams across pro sports were entering into the third jersey market, but especially having black as a third jersey, it just works, right, for almost every team and their look. It was okay back then. It wasn't an identical copy in terms of the layout and pattern and design of their other looks, but they tried to keep it simple, tried to keep it slick, and it definitely fit in this family of jerseys. Okay, and then in 2007, a huge overhaul takes place. Not just a brand new jersey, but a brand new logo and some different word marks, and they totally revamped this thing into a little bit of, criticism, which was amazing. It was the same person who designed the original and this one, Terry Smith, the icon, the legend, and it's funny, you don't hear anybody commenting about this newer version of the logo anymore. It's just because everybody was used to the old one, that the new one still looked a bit different. But here we are years later. It obviously looks a lot more modern and three-dimensional. And I never disliked these jerseys. They were okay. That's a lot of teal on the white. It's a lot of piping. It was very busy when you put it all together and watched a player wear it during a game. A very busy uniform, but again, trying to go a different direction, kind of revisiting the original look with the stripe across the midsection there, as well as the elbows. So for that 1 year, no third alternate jersey, but they bring it back in 2008. There's a look at Jumbo and the brand new black alternate sweater for the San Jose Sharks. And that's how things look from 2008 to 2013. It says the Sharks introduce a new black alternate devoid of orange, except in the crest. And that's another great point. I forgot to mention when these ones came out in the late 2000s, that was the first time we'd ever seen orange on a Sharks jersey. Now, orange has always been the broken stick color, but they'd never actually used it anywhere else. So I remember that kind of being like a, whoa, big deal here. Are they trying to influence orange? Are they trying to make it more of a color? Turns out they've never really done that. It's always been an accent color. Okay, in 2013, big changes to the Sharks jerseys. These are more of the modern look now. They're actually a little bit different now, but this is more of the modern look. No more shoulder cap. Remember when the numbers used to be on the front? That was a little bit of a change. And nothing really here across the waist or the midsection. Players seemed to like these at first because they breathed easier, right? It was less fabric and less material. And it's crazy it says that right here. The Sharks simplify their uniforms, saying fewer elements make for a lighter jersey, thus improving on-ice performance. I get it. Like, those sweaters do get heavy when they get drenched with sweat, and they all do by the end of a game. So there you have it. They went for a kind of a toned down, more sleek look. 2015 to 2017, to mark their 25th anniversary, the Sharks replaced their front numbers with an anniversary patch. When the patch was removed the following season, the numbers did not return. So there you go. From 2015 to 2017, largely nothing changed except for no number here and that 100 years anniversary of the NHL. That was a patch. All right, 2017 and 18 and 2021, when the league transitioned to the Adidas Adizero uniform, the Sharks replaced their shoulder patches with alternate logos introduced a year earlier, but had not been incorporated into any of their jerseys, using different alternate logos for their home and road jerseys. Yeah, they put the different shark there up on the shoulder. The Screaming Shark, I believe, is what it was called. So it's funny, as I thought about this, I'm glad these things have been pointed out to me. I wouldn't have remembered all the small details here, but that is a big difference, that they added those different shoulder patches. Okay, so that's pretty much it until the Stealth jerseys are announced. The Sharks introduced the black Stealth alternate uniform, and I have to be honest, of all the different black jerseys they've had over the years, I like these ones the most because they're not just simple black. There are some textures. There's the addition of teal on black. The crest itself is more of a toned down color. So it's admitted the black alternate sweaters for any team are not always necessarily my favorites, but I have to say, of what the Sharks have done over the years, those are my favorites. All right, then there's some other jerseys they've worn here. Stadium jersey, the 25th anniversary jersey. I still really, really like those. The new look, the new cut of a jersey, but the old look. I really like those. They did it again for the 30th anniversary. Different neckline. In fact, maybe I even like these ones better. This was for the pandemic season where largely there were no fans. And then I really did enjoy the 2021 reverse retros. That gray, I'm telling you, obviously the old logo is great too, but this is from that forgotten era of Shark sweaters. So I spell all this out and I tell you that, right, it's been a while since the Sharks have changed their jerseys, essentially since 2013 when they last overhauled everything. As they're trying to transition their franchise, right? New general manager, new coaching staff, some new players, maybe more to come even in the next several years. It's crazy for me to say this out loud. Like it sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but maybe something sooner than later down the road that would also help put a new look on the franchise would be new jerseys. Now, is that going to help them win games? Is that going to influence the team, impact them? No, not directly, not consciously, but maybe subconsciously. Is it a thing? Let me know in the comments. Am I right here by saying that maybe new jerseys, to really get a new look for this team, to really turn a new page, to start a new chapter. And it's not going to happen this season. But by next season, by next year, is that something that matters? Does it make a difference? Could it impact the process? I mean, it's time anyway, right? I'm not suggesting that they've had these for 2 years and let's turn a page. No, they've had these current look jerseys for about 10 years now. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary if they came out with new sweaters anyway, but maybe, like I said, as you're trying to start a new chapter, maybe new jerseys should be on the docket. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below.